Hi everybody, I'm Alex.
And I'm Tyler.
Welcome to Unit 8, Poisoned Waters. Although the tsunami that devastated the northeast coast of Japan's main island happened over a decade ago, an end to the aftermath appears to be nowhere in sight.
Aftermath.
Aftermath. Recently, the Japanese government announced plans to treat and then release 1 million tons of water that comes from the destroyed nuclear plant at Fukushima into the ocean. Now, although this plan has been labeled safe by most experts, it is vehemently opposed to by Japanese farmers, fishermen, governments of neighboring countries, and of course environmentalists.
Vehemently.
Vehemently.
The groundwater and rainwater that surrounds the facility, along with water that's used to cool the melted uranium rods, is actually contaminated and needs to be treated. So once it goes through a filtration process, it's stored in these large tanks. The problem is, by this time next year, the water tanks will be full. So at some point, the bottom line is these tanks need to be emptied. Contaminated.
Contaminated.
Bottom line.
Bottom line. Have you ever been in an earthquake before?
A real proper earthquake, no. But there was a level 5 or level 3, I don't remember the number, but there was a small hurricane that traveled through the Dallas, Texas area one time, about 5 or 6 years ago. And some friends and I were at my brother's house. We were sitting around, and the apartment, the floor I was sitting on, the floor of the apartment, it felt as if you flipped a rug.
Wow.
The floor was like, and we all were talking, and suddenly oh my gosh, did you feel that? It was a really bizarre feeling.
Yeah, sure. What about a tsunami? Do you know if tsunamis ever hit your country?
No. I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like tsunamis more of they tend to happen in places like Asia, as far as I can tell. So I remember there was the tsunami that hit, I believe it was Thailand, about 15, 16 years ago. That was pretty devastating. And then, of course, there was the tsunami that was brought on by the earthquake in Japan. But in my country, we never get those kind of things. I think we had one hurricane in the late 80s, and it became notorious because the weatherman, he went on TV. He was a very famous weatherman, and he went on TV and he said, "Don't worry, the reports of a hurricane are exaggerated."
Oh no.
And then there was the worst hurricane in 50 years. But I mean, people kind of understood that this is quite rare in my country, so they didn't hold it against him. That's going to do it for the preview. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the review.